Ozark Highlands Radio is brought to you by the Ozark Folk Center State Park in Mountain View, Arkansas. A wonderful way to enjoy yesterday. On the web at ozarkfolkcenter.com. And by Stone Bank, a community bank supporting entrepreneurs and farmers nationwide with loans guaranteed by the USDA, SBA, and Farm Services Agency. Learn more at stonebank.com. And the Arkansas Arts Council, empowering the arts for the benefit of all Arkansans. On the web at arkansasarts.org. And by the Committee of 100 for the Ozark Folk Center, preserving Ozark folk culture since 1974 through music roots, craft apprenticeships, and the Heritage Herb Garden. Learn more at ofc100.org.
Howdy, folks. This is Dave Smith, host of Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome to our show. This week, we'll be hearing music and interviews with the Virginia-based Earl White Stringband, recorded live at our annual Stringband Festival. Our producer, Jeff Glover, offers an old recording of legendary balladeer Aunt Ollie Gilbert, and guest host Dr. Brooks Blevins profiles Ollie Gilbert's husband, Oscar. All that this week on Ozark Highlands Radio. Fiddling Earl White has been a mainstay of the old-time folk and dance community for more than 45 years, an original and founding member of the famed Greengrass Cloggers. He's one of the few black Americans preserving and playing Appalachian old-time string band music, which was an integral part of black communities and formed the foundation of American music of today. Let's kick off this week's show with some fine old traditional tunes from the Earl White String Band.
Tippy, let your bangs hang down. Tippy, let your bangs hang down. Let your bangs hang down. Let them dangle to the ground. Tippy, let your bangs hang down. Tippy wants that $10 shawl. Tippy wants that $10 shawl. And when I come over that hill with my $10 bill, well, it's baby, where you been so long? Tippy, where'd you stay last night? Tippy, where'd you stay last night? Oh, I stayed down in the bend with those rowdy railroad men. Baby, where you been so long? To help me out on this one. Help me. Wish I was a mole in the ground. Wish I was a mole in the ground. If I was a mole in the ground, I'd root that mountain down. Wish I was a mole in the ground. Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much. I grew up in New Jersey. Spent all my summers with my grandparents in Eastern North Carolina. They were farmers. I decided I wanted to go to college in Carolina, so I went to East Carolina University, which is where I happened upon a group, and myself and a few other students, and we started what is still being called, some 50 plus years later, the Greengrass Cloggers. And it was at that point that I actually got into playing the fiddle, banjo, guitar. Raleigh and Spencer done gone dry. Lord, there ain't no more whiskey in this town. There ain't no more whiskey in this town. more chicken than the pretty girl can fry. Lord, to tell more of them doggone lies. I'll tell more of them doggone lies. Chop down the flowers all around my grave, they'll rise and bloom again. They'll rise and bloom again. Raleigh and Spencer done gone dry. Lord, there ain't no more whiskey in this town. There ain't no more whiskey in this town. Raleigh and Spencer done gone dry. Lord, there ain't no more whiskey in this town. There ain't no more whiskey in this town. When we first started, we danced primarily to bluegrass music. We danced to Bill Monroe's band, Jimmy Martin's band, all the big bluegrass bands. We did all the big bluegrass festivals. And I think we were rolling down Route 81, leaving a festival and heading to another one. And we saw a sign that said Galax, Virginia, the world's oldest old-time music convention. And we pulled in, grabbed our boards as we normally would, charged out looking for the biggest bluegrass jam. But in between all the jams, we'd hear this thing that sounded like bumblebees in a jug coming from another part of the park. And a few of us went to check it out. And lo and behold, it was old-time music. And we threw our boards down. And at that point, it was an instant marriage between greengrass cloggers and old-time music. All right, I want to take a moment to introduce the rest of my band here. On my left here, on banjo is Mr. Victor Furtado. Yeah, we used to live in the same town, played a lot of music together, and then he jumped ship, moved off to Nashville, Tennessee, looking for the stars.
That's right, but I'm glad to be here playing with you now.
Oh, good. There's no time like the now time. And here on my right, and this big, huge-sized fiddle, is
Bowl fiddle.
Miss Dito Norris. And over on my far right there on guitar is Mr. Jim Nelson. Now, we've been knowing each other for a really long time. In fact, like I say, we pretty much kind of grew up together, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. You know.
Are we actually grown up?
Oh, we're actually grown up, yeah. That's a really good point.
It's a long steel rail and a short cross tie. I'm on my way back home. I'm on that train that although he's old and gray. A contented heart, he waits for his call on the streamlined cannonball. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. That lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels through the night. I can see a headlight out in the night, the firebox flash I can see. I ride them blinds, it's the life that I love, Lord, it's home, sweet home to me. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. That lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels through the night. That lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels through the night.
Virginia old-time fiddler Earl White and his band knocking out some great old traditional tunes. In that first set, we heard A Mole in the Ground, Raleigh and Spencer, and the Wabash Cannonball. We'll be hearing much more from Earl, but after this short break, come with me down to the vault for a visit with Jeff Glover. You're listening to Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome back to Ozark Highlands Radio. Well, it's that time of the week where I generally take a trip down to the vault to visit with Jeff Glover, who takes care of all our recordings we've made over the years. So let's go down and see him. Hey, Jeff.
Well, hello, Dave.
How are you?
Man, it's just another beautiful day in paradise.
You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Brooks Blevins is doing a profile this week on Oscar Gilbert, who was a resident of Mountain View for many, many, many years. But I remember that his wife, Ollie Gilbert, was a ballad singer of some note. I wonder if you've got any recordings of her.
I have lots and lots of recordings of Aunt Ollie Gilbert. Of course, you know, she was a pretty notable figure in the folk revival in the 1960s and into the 70s.
Yeah, one of the last of the real old-time ballad singers who knew hundreds of old ballads.
And arguably one of the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I have lots of recordings of Ollie. In fact, I just found one the other day. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is one that I haven't really seen a lot of recordings of her doing. It's a tune called A Rock in the Weary Land. Have you ever heard this one?
Well, maybe. There is a song I've heard done by other old-time string bands called Rockin' in a Weary Land. Let's see if it's the same.
Check it out.
This is a real old song that my mother sung when I remember ever since I can remember anything, I remember singing these songs. And the one I'm going to sing first is A Rock in the Weary Land. That's what she's, I don't guess you've ever heard it. I've never sung it since, I don't know, for years. I'm going to try it. There is a rock in the weary land. Its shadow falls on the burning sand. The inviting pilgrims as they pass to seek a shade in the wilderness. Then why will ye die? Why will ye die? When the sheltering rock is so nearby, then why will ye die? There is a well in a desert plain. Its water flows from an unstreet stain. Whoever thirsty sin sick soul, come freely drink and you shall be whole. Then why will ye die? Why will ye die? When the living will is so nearby, then why will ye die? There is a fold with its portals wide, the sheep astray on the mountainside. The shepherd climb o'er mountain steep, searching for his wandering sheep. Then why will ye die? Why will ye die? When the shepherd fold is so nearby, then why will ye die? Do you like it?
Oh, Jeff, that is a classic right there. I just love recordings like that. What a gal she was.
I think that's a great example of what she does.
Yeah.
Singing a cappella like that and presenting a ballad like that, she makes it seem easy, but it's not an easy thing to do.
Right.
And this is a really, really good one, I think.
I remember a little bit about Aunt Ollie, and she's been gone for many, many years, passed away in the mid-70s, I would say. She knew hundreds and hundreds of songs, and she might sing an old song like that ballad and then follow it up with a Jeannie Seeley song, a country western song. She knew all kinds of different music, and she didn't care what she sang. She just loved to sing. She also knew a lot of jokes, and she actually had an old adding machine roll of tape that she kept all her jokes on. And so she could remind herself of a joke, and I wish I knew where that adding machine tape is now.
I know where that adding machine tape is.
What?
Yeah, her relatives here in town have those.
Oh, my gosh. I'd
Yeah.
love to see that.
Yeah, I've never seen them, but I know they exist, and I know who's got them.
Also, her 5-string banjo hangs here at the Ozark Folk Center.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
got it in the lobby of the administration building.
That's right.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much. Great to hear such a beautiful ballad sung by old Aunt Ollie Gilbert.
It's my pleasure, Dave. Have a good day.
I see you.
Bye.
Earl White is well known for his extensive repertoire of tunes and his compact, driving fiddling style. His string band includes Victor Furtado on banjo, Jim Nelson playing guitar, and bassist Dido Norris. Earl runs the Big Indian Farm Artesian Bakery with his wife in rural Virginia. He also teaches private lessons, hosts jams, and occasionally heads down to Raleigh to play for square dances. Here are a couple more good tunes from Earl White.
Yes, I'm going to the country. I'm gonna wear out 99 pair of shoes, 'cause I'm broken hearted. I've got those down south blues. Well, my mama, she told me, and my papa, he told me too. Don't you go out rambling, let those girls make a fool out of you. That's right. country. I'm gonna wear out 99 pair of shoes, 'cause I'm broken hearted. I've got those down south blues. Yes, I'm going to the station. I'm gonna wear out 99 pair of shoes, 'cause I'm broken hearted. I got those down south blues. I initially started trying to play banjo. So when I was a kid, according to my aunts, there was that old commercial, a Mountain Dew commercial. And every time they said, Yahoo, Mountain Dew, according to them, I would get up and I would dance around because it was the banjo and the guitar. At that point, I had no idea what it was. You know, it was just something that just struck a nerve with me. In my first year of college, one of my best friends during Christmas break, she went home, and when she came back, she brought a fiddle. And the fiddle belonged to her brother-in-law's uncle's grandfather, and it was just hanging on the wall. And it was clear it was well over 100 years old, and at some point had been ordered through the Sears and Roebuck catalog. It was a Stradivarius copy. And she said, here, I want you to play it and maybe even have it. And so that's how I got into playing the fiddle, was just from that intervention.
How old were you?
I was 17. No, actually, I was 18 because I started college at 17. I wish to the Lord I'd never been born. Died when I was young. Never would have seen those two brown eyes. I heard that clattering tongue. I heard that clattering tongue. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. Who's gonna clap your hands? Who's gonna kiss your red rose cheeks when I'm in a foreign land, my love? I'm in a foreign land. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. Father gonna shoot my pretty little feet. Mom's gonna clap my hands. Sis gonna kiss my rose-red cheeks when you're in a foreign land, my love. You're in a foreign land. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I'm never gonna listen to what another woman says. Let her hair be black or brown. Rather be standing on top of some hill when the rain comes tumbling down, down. The rain comes tumbling down. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I wish to the Lord I'd never been born. Died when I was young. Never would have seen those two round eyes. I heard that clattering tongue. I heard that clattering tongue. Help us out here. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine.
That was Earl White and his string band playing two good traditional tunes. They started off with the Down South Blues, following that with I Truly Understand. It's time for another short break. When we return, our friend Brooks Blevins will introduce us to the husband of the lady you met down in the vault a little while ago. This is Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome back to Ozark Highlands Radio. This week, writer, professor, and historian Dr. Brooks Blevins profiles Ollie Gilbert's husband, folk singer Oscar Gilbert.
I am an old highwayman, Cole Younger is my name.
They say timing is everything. Maybe it's not everything, but you can't deny it's important. By the time the folk revival hit its stride in the 1960s, folklorist John Quincy Wolfe Jr. had been recording old-timey singers and musicians in the White River Hills of Arkansas for more than a decade. Some of Wolfe's discoveries lived long enough to become celebrities on the festival and college circuit. Others, though, passed away just at the moment when America's fascination with their music and their stories promised to cement their legacies as folk legends. And some of them were among Wolfe's most talented and knowledgeable subjects. There was Fred High of Carroll County, Arkansas. A walking repository of folk songs and folk ways, the old farmer and rural postmaster knew more than 100 songs by heart, many of which he saved for posterity in self-published booklets before his death in 1962. Another was W.P. Deathrow, a farmer and former politician who played a mean fiddle and French harp. Described by Wolfe as a man of independent opinions, bold ideas, and frank expressions, Deathrow also possessed a knowledge of at least 100 songs, which he continued to share with collectors and family members until his death in 1960. And no singer received greater praise from Wolfe than Uncle Bob Stark, whose beautiful, clear voice carried across the hills of Cleburne County. A neighbor recalled that Uncle Bob, who died in 1957, didn't sing like anybody else. Even the church songs, he sang them different, she remembered. He said he sang them like he liked to hear them, and everybody at the church knew it and had to follow him because he had the loudest voice. Perhaps none of Wolfe's singers came as close to well-deserved recognition as did Oscar Gilbert. Oscar's wife, whom a generation of festival-goers would come to know as Aunt Ollie Gilbert, survived him by 20 years, and an eventful 20 years they were. A banjo player and singer with a remarkable repertoire of hundreds of songs, Aunt Ollie sang at the first Arkansas Folk Festival and on festival stages from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. She appeared in TV documentaries and her recordings were featured on numerous albums. But Oscar died in 1960, just a couple of years before Ollie became Aunt Ollie, granny singer and darling of the festival circuit. His demise at the age of 75 meant that he missed the adulation and notoriety that would likely have come his way, for by most accounts, he was a finer singer than his wife and a more natural performer as well. Born and raised in Stone County, Arkansas, Oscar Gilbert lived almost all his adult life on a small farm in the community of Timbo, just a little piece from the farm of Jimmy Driftwood. He was a man of the hills, wrote John Quincy Wolfe Jr., independent, bold, and outspoken. He and Ollie raised 8 children on a big garden and the income he could scrape together farming, logging, and horse trading. Oscar worked hard, but he also appreciated a good shindig, and as Wolfe noted, the love of old song was a part of his makeup. Though his repertoire of old songs measured only a fraction of that of his wife, he made up for it with a strong personality, resonant voice, and knee-slapping enthusiasm, traits that impressed Wolf when he first recorded Oscar in 1953. Like Ollie, Oscar possessed a mischievous streak a mile wide. No one in the community was safe from his practical jokes. Both of them, born storytellers, could slip into coarse humor without warning. In later years, Aunt Ollie's penchant for ribaldry reddened the faces of visitors on more than one occasion. So Oscar Gilbert arrived just a few years too early, or departed a few years too soon. He may have missed the festivals and the cameras and the records that brought Aunt Ollie undreamed-of recognition, but Oscar's hearty voice and a bit of that strong personality survive in a handful of Wolf's recordings. We'll give him his due. Here's Oscar Gilbert singing his version of the ballad Cole Younger from a recording made in July 1953.
I am an old highwayman, Cole Younger is my name. Of deeds of desperators has led to many of a shame. While robbing of the Northfield Bank, it's a deed I'll never deny. It's a deed that I'll be sorry of until the day I die. We buy the fastest horses and then ride out of town. All on the prairie mound in the jeans boys we sit down. With knives and cards, revolvers, we all sit down to play. Drinking of good whiskey, boys, for to pass the time away. We then got on our horses and northward we did go. That God-forsaken little town called Minnesota. Cole had his eye on the Northfield Bank, his brother Bob did say. Says Cole, if you undertake the job, you'll surely curse the day. We stationed out our pickets, we rode up to the town. And on that counter we struck our fatal blow. Says, hand us over your money, boys, Cole brother Bob did say. We are the noted younger boys, we spare no time to pray. We then got on our horses and started out of town. The officers, they pursued us, and Jim was shot down, while two of the brave companions made it home alive, while three of the brave companions lay between the Minnesota skies. That's last.
Thanks, Brooks. Every October, the Ozark Folk Center State Park holds its annual Stringband Music and Arts Festival. It's 2 days of lively string band music and dance, handcrafted art, fine Southern cuisine, and old-fashioned fun. The festival includes live shows on Friday and Saturday featuring acclaimed bands from the Ozarks and beyond, like the Earl White Stringband.
My style, when I look back, I never really had a lesson. And I think what attributes most to my style is I was a dancer for many years before I started actually playing. And my thing, and it seemed like one of the things that set the Green Grass Cloggers apart from other teams was we danced to the music. And I was always intrigued by the fiddlers. Hey, how do they know where to put their fingers? And so when dancing to a band, I know myself, I just lock into that particular instrument. So I like to say I play the way I would dance. So the Fiddler's Jam started as a gathering of friends, friends of friends, and family of friends. So that if you came there, you more than likely would pretty much know someone. Well, it has grown. We just had the 12th annual. For that week, it starts on a Tuesday, it ends on a Sunday, and it's all about fellowship in playing music. We have people from varying countries who come. We don't charge anything. We shut the bakery down for a week, and it's all about cranking out good organic food and playing music and the fellowship of friends. And to get there, you'd have to send an email to fiddlersjam@gmail.com.
Got it. Get in the loop.
To get in the loop, right.
Closing out this week's show with some more good old-time tunes from the Earl White Stringband. They started off with Piney Woods, following it with the L&N Rag and a medley of Cotton-Eyed Joe and Happy Hollow. I hope you've enjoyed this good old-time music this week as much as I have. We'll be back next week with more good music from the Ozark Highlands. This is your host, Dave Smith. Bye, everybody.
Ozark Highlands Radio is produced by Jeff Glover. Executive producer is Darren Dorton. Additional support for this program comes from Arkansas State Parks, a division of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, with 52 unique reasons to visit the natural state. On the web at arkansasstateparks.com. The Committee of 100 proudly supporting the Ozark Folk Center State Park since 1974. And by Stone Bank with roots in Mountain View, Arkansas. Stone Bank is a proud supporter of heritage musicians and small towns across America, with government-guaranteed loans for farmers, entrepreneurs, and communities. More information available at stonebank.com. For information on upcoming shows and events, we are on the web at ozarkhighlandsradio.com. Until next time, I'm Donna Farrar.